So I want to talk to you about proper targeting and using your eyes. And what I mean by that is this: how you choose what you're going to aim at. Do you want to aim at what we call a start line? So as we look at this tee shot that I have here, there's a target in the middle of the fairway. And from where I'm standing through the fairway is about 250 yards. So I have to curve the ball. I'm going to have to move this ball to the right. So what am I going to look at? Am I going to pay attention to where I want this golf ball to start and just move it to the right? So let's say I'm going to move it out to that small tree on the corner. My golf ball will be past that, but that would be where I would want the ball to come down. Am I going to look at the target in the fairway and then move it to the right any amount? Or am I going to stand there and look where I want this golf ball to end up in the fairway over there and just then hit it? Now, what I can tell you is that everybody's different. And one of the biggest discoveries in my golf growth was knowing that for me to play good golf, what I had to do is focus on my start line, where I want the ball to start, and then move it into my shot shape. So as we stand over this shot, what I'm thinking to myself here is, I want to move this ball to the right. That's what I'm going to do. When I get ready to hit this shot, what I'm going to do is I'm going to focus on the target that's out there. Let's just say that it's going to be that target that's in the fairway there. You can go ahead and move that thing now, Greg, to the lower side. Right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at that target. Well, there's not going to be a target in the middle of the fairway for us. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick a target like a tree that's out there. And all I want to do is focus on starting it at that spot and then having it move to the push side. Now, I'll go through what I need to do to cut this ball, but understand that my rotation of this is going to be what allows this ball to fade. And my swing shape with the face open is going to get this ball to start on the line that I want it to start on. So there you go. So what I did was I started that and I curved it to the right-hand side, and now it goes right around the corner and it's well into the fairway. Look at that thing rolling as it is. Now we come back down and you keep this full, Gibbsy. What you're going to see is the shape of the shot. So I started it, I pushed it just a little to the right of that target in the fairway, that tree that was standing up there. I wanted to be a little bit to the left of that. But I had the shape that I wanted to, and ultimately I'm going to have a very, very nice opportunity to hit this ball onto the green and possibly make a birdie. That's how I've learned to play better golf. What happens to many of you is you focus on where you want this golf ball to finish. And all of a sudden you start going, well, I got to curve it, so I'm going to start it at the I'm going to get this ball to curve and end up at that tree or that bunker. And what you end up doing, and this is what's going to happen for me, is you start swinging to where you want the ball to finish. And this happened to Freddie Couples in 1992 at Augusta National on hole number 12 on Sunday at the Masters. And he got very lucky. His ball stayed up, and he ended up getting it up and down, and he ended up making a 3. But what he said was when he looked up at where he wanted the ball to finish, which was where the flag was, he ended up pushing that ball, starting it to the push side. He swung out to the flag instead of swinging to where he wants the ball to start, or to the left of where he wanted the ball to start. And what I found with me is it's the exact same thing that happens to me. When I look at where I want the ball to finish, I end up swinging out to where I want it to finish, and I end up blocking or pushing shots. So I look now at that big tall tree that's just by that bunker, in between the two bunkers, and now I'm going over there, and this is what will happen. Is now all of a sudden I started out to that, and now I'm bringing a lot of things into play, including this tree on the corner, and the next thing you know, I'm in major, major trouble. Now, when we see what happens to this particular shot, what you can see is I have the right shot shape. I want the ball to move from left to right, but I totally miss my start line. One start line is right at that thin tree that's on the left edge of that center bunker, and this one here is in the middle of the right bunker. So I get the right shot shape, but I get the wrong starting line, and all of a sudden, one is a great birdie opportunity, and one is I'm probably going to make a bogey or a double or worse. So what I want you to do is, and this is an important part of this whole thing, because I know what works for me. I don't know what works for you. And what you have to do is you have to experiment. When you go out there and play, all right, I'm just going to focus on where I want this ball to start, and then I'm going to hit it into my shot shape. I'm going to take my shot shape and go, okay, I want to start this there, and I want to let it move to the whatever side you want it to move to. Or look at where you want the ball to finish. I know this. When I focus on where I want this ball to start, all of a sudden now, I'm not looking at troubles. I'm looking at those trees that are right there down that line. Now I'm going to hit my cut. And now I start it where I want to. And look at this thing. It never is in trouble. In the middle of the fairway the whole time. And again, we're going to hang on to this because when this pulls back up and you see this start line is going to be on the line that I want it to start on. Right at the target in the middle of the fairway, right at that limb that's sticking out, and then moving back to the push side there. And as you start to pay attention to this, what's going to happen to you is you're going to find that you're a lot freer when you swing. You're going to generate faster clubhead speeds. You're going to shoot lower scores because you know how you should use your eyes when you're standing over shots, not just off the tee, but also approach shots into greens. Pay attention to start lines or end spots and figure out which one is the best for you, and then make sure you play golf that way.